And well, the capital has a new chief minister. The upheaval in Delhi, so to speak, is now complete with Atishi taking over as the Delhi chief minister. She took oath along with 5 other ministers at the Lieutenant Governor's residence here in the national capital. Very interesting visuals though coming in of Atishi also touching Arvind Kejriwal's feet. But look at those visuals of Atishi with the Lieutenant Governor. Arvind Kejriwal, of course, in attendance, and so was Manish Sisodia. But this interesting visual, truly the defining visual of the evening. But of course, a new high for Atishi. Her rise has truly been remarkable. From a spokesperson to the advisor to the education department in the national capital to, of course, somebody who has been seen as the street fighter for the Aam Aadmi Party to now the chief minister of Delhi. Truly a meteoric rise, very rare and remarkable for a one-time MLA like Atishi. She, of course, contested the Lok Sabha polls against Gautam Gambhir as well. She lost out there, and then, of course, she was elected as an MLA from Delhi's Kalka Ji, a very crucial constituency. But as I said, she's a one-time MLA, an Oxford graduate. Of course, she was serving as an advisor to Manish Sisodia for the longest time. Manish Sisodia is her mentor, as she has mentioned many a times, and she really took the reins of the Delhi government when Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia, the party's top 2, were in jail. She had the maximum number of portfolios, 14 so to speak, and heavyweight portfolios like education, of course also finance, so those crucial portfolios with Atishi, and now she is the head of the Delhi government. Before I bring in my guests and our reporter, listen in to this snippet from Atishi's swearing in.
मैं आतिशी ईश्वर की शपथ लेती हूँ कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगी। मैं भारत की प्रभुता और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगी। मैं मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में अपने कर्तव्यों का श्रद्धापूर्वक और शुद्ध अंतःकरण से निर्वहन करूंगी तथा मैं भय या पक्षपात, अनुराग या द्वेष के बिना सभी प्रकार के लोगों के प्रति संविधान और विधि के अनुसार न्याय करूंगी।
All right, let me go across to my colleague Shreya Ghosh joining us from outside the Lieutenant Governor's residence. So, well, Shreya, the Aam Aadmi Party's Delhi gambit is now complete. Atishi has taken over as the Chief Minister. The political ramifications aside, but break it down for us. Who all are in her cabinet? Who has been retained? Who has been dropped? And who are the new faces?
तो ये सब आतिशी आने वाले समय में किस तरह से करेंगी और योजना की बात
Right, so the oath ceremony has finally ended, Vedant, and we know that Atishi, along with the 5 Council of Ministers, have taken the oath, amongst which, most of the veteran Aam Aadmi Party leaders have been retained, including Kailash Gehlot, Imran Hussain, Gopal Rai, Saurav Bharadwaj, and we have seen a new face, the MLA from Sultanpur Marja, Mr. Mukesh Elawat has been the new face of Aam Aadmi Party. Remember that the Delhi cabinet has a maximum of 7 ministers, but right now we have the names of only 6 ministers. Aam Aadmi Party has released only the name of 6 ministers, and the 7th minister's name is yet to be announced by the party. Right now, the oath ceremony has ended, and we officially have Atishi as the chief minister, the youngest chief minister of the capital city, and we know it is for a brief period of time because the assembly elections is due next year in February, and she herself has reaffirmed her commitment to bring back Arvind Kejriwal as the chief minister, and Arvind Kejriwal himself, along with the entire party, together chose Atishi as the chief minister because, as you correctly said, that she in a short span political career and career in social work, she has established herself with very important portfolios that she's been looking into, like finance, education, public works, and she has proved herself time and again, especially when Arvind Kejriwal was incarcerated. It was Atishi who became the main person in the forefront who articulated the party's policies and reached out to the people and tried to reclaim the party's trust. Right now we have seen that Atishi will continue to sort of fast track the policies, the welfare schemes, and the different policies that are pending, and she will be laying the foundation for the upcoming elections. And although the BJP, the opposition party, has sort of made scathing comments about how she's going to be the dummy minister and a puppet in the hands of Arvind Kejriwal, but we know for a fact that she has proved herself time and again, and it will be interesting to see how she goes about regaining the trust of the people and rebuilding the party,
Yes,
which
I
has
think
been
that's an important
embroiled
point. The
in
task has been
several
cut out for
controversies.
Atishi, given the fact that there were, all these reports of cabinet restructuring to, in a sense, include Manish Sisodia. But of course, her cabinet has now taken over. And what's important here is that Atishi has indeed proven herself, as Shreya was pointing out, as a trusted loyalist of Arvind Kejriwal. I think that's the most important point here. Thanks very much, Shreya, for that. But let me bring in my guests now. Aarti Jairath is with us. I'll also be joined by Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist. Ms. Jairath, many have called Atishi the accidental chief minister, but she is certainly an unconventional chief minister. I mean, a one-time MLA, an Oxford graduate, somebody we've seen, really fronting and, being at the forefront of the Aam Aadmi Party's battles with the Lieutenant Governor and here in Delhi. But how do you look at this? She's also the youngest chief minister of Delhi.
Well, I think one thing is very interesting in the choice of Atishi is that given that there are just 5-6 months left for the polls, Arvind Kejriwal did not do what conventional parties do, which is make a symbolic choice. Choose a Dalit or a, Muslim or somebody from a marginalized community, or maybe a Jat with an eye on the Haryana polls. He did not, the fact that Atishi is a woman is besides the point. I don't think she was chosen because she's a woman. She was chosen for the variety of reasons that you and your correspondent have listed. She's been loyal. She, carries the party's ideology forward. She's very articulate. She's proved her mettle in the months that she's been holding fort for Arvind Kejriwal while he's been in jail. And most importantly, she is the face of the Aam Aadmi Party's biggest brand value, which is education reforms. Remember, first as Manish Sisodia's advisor and then as education minister once he went to jail. She has basically led this whole reformation in Delhi schools and, the upscaling and the upgradation and to bring them almost at par with a decent private school.
Yes.
So, she has a lot going for her. And of course, she's probably one of the best educated, heads of a government that India has seen with the kind of, academic credentials she has.
I think that's
so
an important point you're making, ma'am. And also, she's somebody who's administratively sound. She's really headed so many departments, so many ministries here in the national capital. So, the choice is more administrative rather than political, as I think you said. But Neerja, ma'am, I think what really worked for Atishi was the fact that Arvind Kejriwal trusts her implicitly. I mean, she is somebody who was brought in by people like Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan. They are not around anymore as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. And here you have, Atishi now occupying the top position. So Arvind Kejriwal trusts her implicitly, and she is, publicly many a times dissented, when it comes to, say, people like Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav, but sided with Arvind Kejriwal. I think that loyalty has really worked for Atishi, isn't it, Ms. Chaudhary? Neerja ji, go ahead.
Well, it's a very interesting day today. The third woman chief minister of Delhi taking over. It's a new day, I would say, because there's no other state in India where women have been chief ministers third time. And of course, in Uttar Pradesh, there has been Mayawati and earlier Sucheta Kriplani, but other states of India, maybe once. There is Jayalalitha and there's Mamta Banerjee, earlier of Orissa, Nandini Satpathy. But Delhi, for the first time, is giving a third time woman chief minister. As for why Kejriwal has gone for it, it's again a very interesting thing that somebody like Kejriwal should make way for somebody else. So strange are the ways of Indian politics. But for Atishi, yes, she's highly educated. I mean, the background of St. Stephen's, Oxford, Rhodes Scholar, and so education is one thing. Secondly, upright image, and
Yes.
Kejriwal would hope to get an image makeover for the Aam Aadmi Party, as its leaders have been embroiled in this liquor scam, and the image has been besmirched, particularly as far as the middle class goes. And also that she is highly articulate, she's very pinpointed in her replies, and of course has administrative experience in various departments, has been known to be advisor to Manish Sisodia when he was education minister,
Yes.
and was seen as the person behind the educational reforms that the Aam Aadmi Party put into motion in the government schools, and which have been looked at by many other states. So all this put together is really targeted at winning back the vote of the middle class. That is where the Aam Aadmi Party has lost ground because of this
Yes.
liquor. And as far as the poorer sections go and the Jhuggi Jhopri colonies go, they still retain their support.
I think
And
that's an
therefore-
important point. It's really the middle class and the urban and the semi-urban areas where the Aam Aadmi Party needs to gain ground. But also, Ms. Jairat, it's interesting that it's a generational change as well. In many ways, she's of course a woman chief minister, but also Delhi's youngest chief minister, and I think that's interesting given the fact that it comes right ahead of the state polls. When she entered, the political, when she forayed into politics and into electoral politics, she was seen as a very interesting face. She took on Gautam Gambhir very vociferously, and then of course she lost out, but she's just a one-time MLA, but she's an interesting face altogether, and also somebody who appeals to the younger, perhaps the elite, so to speak, voter as well.
No, absolutely. I think Neerja, this is a point I have made in the past and a point that Neerja has just made, which is an important point that, Arvind Kejriwal over the last 10 years, after he's kind of dirtied his hands in the muddy waters of politics, he's kind of lost that middle class, and especially after the corruption charges against him and his ministers, he started looking like just any other political party. So to put in somebody like Atishi, a young face, somebody who's upright, who's educated, who comes from a middle class family herself, I think it's an attempt to rekindle that romance with the middle classes. And everybody knows in India that yes, although the votes are with the poor, often it's the middle classes that drive the political narrative. After all, Arvind Kejriwal rode on the back of that, middle class narrative, against corruption. But I want to say one thing that, you see, the corruption taint is one aspect of the challenge ahead for the Aam Aadmi Party as the polls approach. But more than the corruption taint, I think what is really important for the Aam Aadmi Party is to restore the image of itself as a party of governance. In the last 1 year, more than a year, as their ministers were felled one by one, their leaders were felled one by these corruption charges, and then ultimately Arvind Kejriwal himself went to jail, governance in Delhi has gone for a toss.
Yes.
And in the fight between the chief minister's office and the lieutenant governor, you can see, garbage, the state of the roads, the, desilting of drains was not completed in time. So we had this terrible waterlogging through the
Also,
monsoon.
the pollution season now coming up as well.
The pollution season is now coming up. Absolutely. So I think, what is really going to be key here over the next 5 months is the challenge to restore that image of good governance. And it's a real challenge because given the structure of, Delhi and after the constitutional amendment, the chief minister's every decision has to be rooted through the
Yes.
lieutenant governor's office.
And I think that's
so,
an interesting
it's
point you're
going to
making.
be-
In fact, Ms. Jarat, what's also interesting is that Manoj Tiwari has already written to the Chief Minister minutes after her swearing in, and in fact, he has demanded an inquiry into the liquor policy, a liquor policy case, asking as to why the Delhi government decided to withdraw the liquor policy. Of course, the entire charge is that the Aam Aadmi Party received kickbacks and commissions, in the now withdrawn liquor policy. So, Neerja ji, that's interesting because the BJP, in a sense, is also sort of setting the agenda for the polls. The BJP, for the BJP, it's only going to be this sort of corruption plank saying that, the man who was once the corruption crusader of the capital is now mired in so many controversies. His ministers are mired in corruption charges as well. Meanwhile, for Arvind Kejriwal, it's about restoring his image. So the agenda, more or less, has been set for the upcoming polls in Delhi.
Absolutely. Atishi taking over. Atishi is going to be the election chief minister. That is very clear. And, you've talked about being a woman. I think every party is now wooing women as a vote bank. Women are emerging as a constituency on their own. And therefore, somebody like Atishi is bound to have an appeal amongst the women, particularly since Delhi is urban and semi-urban, as you put it. It's not like, rural heartland that you are appealing to. And another thing that goes for Atishi, which goes in her favor actually, she's not really a mass leader in that sense. Nor does she have lobbies backing her. So she's less of a threat, and of course a loyalist to Kejriwal and a loyalist certainly to Manish Sisodia, with whom she's worked very, very closely. So there are many things going for her. Of course, had it been, say, another woman, say Rakhi Birla, who would be Dalit woman, then it becomes that much more difficult to replace her when the time comes and if it becomes necessary and the party wins again in Delhi and Kejriwal becomes CM again. So it becomes that much more difficult. So I think this is Atishi's moment, and one would like to wish her the very best from the, that people. Let us see what she does. What are the new things she goes for? What is the out of the box thinking she does? She has only 2 months, or 5 months at the most to prove herself. And how does she make her mark? People of Delhi will watch that very, very carefully.
Absolutely, Aneerja ji and Ms. Jarat, thanks very much for being with us, and it was great to have you because who better to decode, a woman chief minister, and of course, Delhi's youngest chief minister as well, the third woman chief minister. The task is cut out for her. This as its peak poll season as well. Crucial states like Haryana, of course, coming up, very important for the Aam Aadmi Party, and of course also Delhi, which the Aam Aadmi Party has demanded that should go to polls later this year, but certainly Delhi will go to polls early next year. So a lot of activity here, but Atishi is now the new Chief Minister of Delhi.